Coventry University is very proud to have won the Green Gown Award for Humanitarian Sustainability. It's a new course that we're offering to our engineering and computing faculty, which allows students to develop both their social sense and their sense of wanting to help and to be members of the global community.
We wanted to look at a creative and innovative way of teaching sustainability. So we decided to link the two together and look at the concept of humanitarian sustainability. So when you were developing your engineering solutions, how could you develop them in a sustainable and manageable way for the future? So this year the students have been building a compact mud hut, and in previous years they've built wind turbines. But the focus for those has always been on the sustainability of the project, the sustainability of the materials, etc.
My name's Sebastian Hicks. I'm an architect and I'm working with Humanitarian Engineering here in Coventry and also with the architecture groups. So we've got students who are constructing a rammed earth wall, which is part of a peace pavilion, which we have three groups. We have the rammed earth group, we have a group that are constructing the roof, and we have a group who are constructing the facade, which is made of modular chairs, which will be taken down and sat on for gatherings. We have mathematicians, aerospace engineers, mechanical engineers, automotive engineers, so engineers from a broad spectrum.
What it's sort of taught us how simple and easy it is just to build something like this with real basic materials. So, I mean, if you can go out there to these places where people have nothing and teach them how to do these kind of things as well, when things go wrong and people don't have the kind of materials or they don't have any homes anymore, then they can, build things like this for themselves. And if it goes wrong again, they can rebuild it and people can teach each other. So you teach one person, they teach two people, they teach three people, that kind of thing.
I work mostly in water and sanitation. I'm particularly passionate about sanitation, the crisis around the world where about 2.5 billion people have no access to sanitation facilities at all. So today I was looking at provision of water and sanitation in emergencies. So there can be massive loss of life in emergency, and it can be a really challenging place to work. The logistics are crazy. So what I was trying to give the students a flavour of today is how to provide water and sanitation in constantly changing circumstances where nothing can be certain. There might be more people arriving, people might be in their homes or displaced, there might be different religions, and people could be in a really psychologically challenging place after a disaster. So it's looking at how to make sure that people have those kind of really basic needs post-emergency.
In water and sanitation, when we talk about sustainability, we're sort of moving away from the traditional definition of sustainability and thinking more about services that last. So it's really important when we, for example, implement a water supply solution that that solution is going to withstand the test of time and also changes in the community and changes in the environment. So we need to think much broader than the technology and encourage people to think about the other external factors which influence the technology. And it's been great with my position here that I've been able to encourage students to start thinking about that from very early on in their engineering career, because I think traditionally engineering teaching is very technical focused, so it's great to get the students thinking much broader than that from an early stage. And I'm able to bring in examples from my work in the field which help the students to see why it's so crucial to be thinking about these things.
To me, what matters is, again, this kind of fit for purpose, where you go into an environment that you do not know. These people who've been living all their life there and more will have customs and ways of doing things, and you need to respect that and understand that before you come in with your ready-made solutions, which you think are okay here in the UK, but might be vastly inappropriate, in wherever you might be in the world. And it's recognizing this and understanding this, which I think for me is very important.
It was very different from what we usually just study, just mechanical stuff and those things. It showed us that mechanical engineering can work with humanitarian, environmental engineering, as well as other engineering. There's a project in the northeast region of Brazil that It's building a lot of cisterns that will harvest the water so families can have access to clean water. And there's something that I really want to work with to help these people to have a basic right that everybody has to have water in their lives.
We also wanted the work that we were doing to be available to non-engineers as well. So the route we chose to develop our teaching was through the university's Add+Vantage modules, which are a suite of modules that any undergraduate can select to do one of.
I've had a great time on this module. It's been interesting speaking to students from disaster management to civil engineering to architecture, because they all have, it sounds a bit cliche, but different perspectives on certain issues.
Understanding the differences between entrepreneurship and humanitarian engineering was something I never realised I'd want to get into, but when I've given the opportunity to take something forward that I studied for a long time here at Coventry University, which was entrepreneurship, was interesting seeing it from a completely different angle in terms of the humanitarian and the sustainability side of things rather than just the making money element. So it's been an interesting time. My work particularly looks at entrepreneurial characteristics and how they appear to be much more prevalent in students studying humanitarian engineering. That applies to both those students when they go into industry in the future, but also it goes on to them looking at going into the field and actually potentially creating businesses to assist people that are struggling in humanitarian situations.
Coventry is absolutely committed to all of our students being global graduates. We know that over their working lives, 40 to 50 years, that they have to and will have to work in many environments and many situations. And we're equipping all of our students, all of our courses have a global element. The more our students experience around the world, the more that they can bring to both themselves and to their communities.